Yay, I think we are officially live. Hi, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Gosh, I'm so happy every Monday. Super happy to be here. And I hope everybody enjoyed yesterday. Why is Mother's Day? Once a year, Mother's Day. And by the way, what did I get? This is a new, I think the name is Kala Lily. Yeah, Kala Lily, beautiful, right? Normally I saw like white color, but this like a pink purple color. It's beautiful. And I also hope that you received my pictures, my flowers pictures I just shared yesterday. I took over dozens of beautiful flowers and all the diversities, right? And that's amazing. From the future, from the nature, give all this kind of a gifts to us. Facebook, from a Facebook Live. By the way, I just want to have a quick question. Would you prefer me to keep doing this Facebook Live, or if I go to YouTube Live, right? Recently, I've been thinking about this. Where is the best, maybe the better, even better platform? I'm just curious, want to try explore like a YouTube Live as well. So maybe one day I will bring another theme talk to YouTube Live, so stay tuned, okay? And so super happy to be here, Momentum Monday, and today's topic. And remember last week we talked about the focus, right? We talked about the strategies and the mindset about the focus. And today we want to talk about where to use your energy and where not to. You evaluate your average daily and taking today as an example, but then I want to know what's your average majority time, like through happy, relaxed, and maybe you evaluate your energy is high. But how about your work days? Through the work days, there are many things to do, and sometimes people are under pressure or stress. I'm wondering what's your average energy level? Okay, give a rating, for example, from 0 to 10. 10 is the highest. What's your average one? I would honestly share my energy normally is above. By the way, comment under video, okay? Let us know. Either you're live with us or like watching a replay. Let us know your energy level, and then we have a more interesting topic about that. So I know that I did some survey, like a majority of people, and even during I was coaching my clients, and normally, like, because we have a weekly coaching, right? So almost like every time I started with some questions about what we could celebrate, right, for your last week. What you've already made a progress, what's the wins, what's anything you deserve, either in life or business or career. What things deserve your celebration? And sometimes people hesitating, like, oh, there's sounds like some, but people do not have that kind of a habit to celebrate or to consciously put their energy to another level. So majority of the people, it's like it's like pendulum, right? It's like you stay like sometimes you're high and then you get back to your normal status. So that's where many masters want to teach you to really how to lift up your magnetic core. It's like a temperature thermometer, kind of a temperature. How you can update that, right? And get yourself temperature to a higher level, or get yourself the mindset or energy level to the next level. Otherwise, you go back to your regular and previous status, right? So where are you? So majority time, I would evaluate myself at least 8 or 9 majority time, okay? And now what's now today, what are your energy like? Maybe quite sometimes say that they are around 7 or 8, right? But I know whenever I'm on this Monday, Momentum Monday, I'm 10. And before that, I do some like secrets I will share with you a little bit later, almost at the later part of this session, how some of my best secrets, okay, practice years and also learn from the best mentors and masters in the industry. And that's where I developed and, upgraded my practice to another level and can always instantly, immediately get me to 10 or beyond. Okay, so I will share that quite soon. So first question, ask you to evaluate yourself honestly. Okay, what's your average energy level? And me now is 10. Okay, are you that level? If not, think about why not. Majority time, if you're just like under 8, and how could you get it to another level? Or some of you maybe like if you're doing what you love to do, you're passionate, and maybe your energy is high, but I know that entrepreneurship is a long journey, right? It's not just like a one day, 1 year, or like even like for some people 3 years is still short. And now I've been in the coaching business, in the coaching entrepreneurship for over 13, let me see, over 13 years already. Okay, so and how could I keep this high energy every day so high? And some of my clients even endorsed me. They call me like a female version of Tony Robbins. As if you know Tony Robbins, he's one of the the masters with the best energy, the abundant energy and that kind of a radiation kind of energy, and his personal charisma is so impactful. I know some of you maybe do not do not even like him. Like my kid's dad, he's not a fan of Tony Robbins. That's totally fine. But just like hope that you could find your role models and some great mentors that who has great energy, because that's really changed things. And some of my clients and my partners commented that my energy whenever they are working with me, they at the receiving side, they feel like even though they are some of them are much more seniors than me, like older, much older than me, right, and had more experience, but they feel that my energy can always give them that benefits, like bring them to another level, right? So it's making things totally different. That's what you want, right? And now today's question: where to use your energy and where not to, right? If you are attending this, watching this live, I guess you did have some like places that you do not want to use or waste your energy, right? So that's why you're here. You're curious. Okay, so now after you have already did the honest evaluation of your energy average level, and let us know where you want to go. How would you, not just the number 10, right? Number 10 is just a number. I would like you to comment and use that description about your feeling, about how would you look like or feel like when you are at your highest level of energy, when you are fully concentrated, when you are fully like passionate, when you are so joyful doing something, and you feel like your energy is 10 or maybe even above, right, beyond 10, that you're super energetic and like passionate and unstoppable. How would you feel? How would you like feel like it can describe like where you are, what you are doing? How would you feel? Who are being like impacted by your energy? Okay, describe that, because that's the great place. We could call that it's like abundance energy zone or zoom. Create that. Put as much details as you can. The more vivid you can feel and see and experience it, that will help you hugely. Because the more details you put there, secret I'm sharing with you. Okay, now the question is where to use your energy and where not to. Okay, I ask that questions, and let's do this practice today to define yours today. Okay, define where you want to put your energy to use it best and where you do not want to. Okay, so this is like a build up some boundary, because it's so easy when you're working by yourself. It's sometimes easily your focus, your attention, like that's also your energy, right, goes almost like everywhere. Some of our entrepreneurs, some of my clients, they said that initially before they met me, they are creative, but their ideas is everywhere, and it's just like in the clouds. and they don't know where to start and where to focus and where to is really concentrate all those ideas and all where to transform or like shift from ideas to a practice, right? So it's very easily we could have our energy everywhere, attention everywhere. Now, especially like social medias, right? All these kind of distractions, and could like every day it's just like all advertisement, news, all this kind of like word interrupting kind of a news, right? Like wars and sometimes like crimes, and now the stock markets, right? All this kind of a horrible news sometimes could really like interrupt what you want to focus on, what you initially want to accomplish, right? Like you set up some goals you really want to accomplish, and then things happen different ways. And especially yesterday we just had a Mother's Day, right? Me as a mom, I fully understand how easily it could be distracted with kids, right? The kids, they have different needs, they want this and that, and their moods changes, especially teenagers, right? And it sometimes could really interrupt you and grab your attention. They always want to grab your attention, or sometimes they just want you to, oh, leave them alone, right? But still, you would concern about them. So all these kind of things, just like are yelling to you every day, like calling for your attention. So how could you focus your energy on what you truly want to do? And even though you get distracted, right? And it's normal. Life is normal. It's like every day you could get so many distractions, but how could you quickly get back to be on your track to stick to what you really want to accomplish, what is super important for your success and progress? Okay, so here let's define ours. And last night I was reflecting this topic, and I listed some of mine. Okay, so I'm sharing mine, and so I hope give you some inspiration. At the same time, I want you to type under the comment, in a comment, to type yours so that you will get yours boundary defined. Okay, so where to use my energy? First, I think not necessarily now my list is not necessarily in fully priorities, right? But at least it's what I first get into a mind and I put it down, okay? Just in that sequence. Okay, first, definitely self-care, right? Self-care, love. That's why I love the flowers, and I went outside to get some sunlight, take pictures, and enjoy the nature. And I think that's part of like it's exercise, but also it's at the same time to relax in my mind, right? To get any kind of a intense away. So that's a part of a self-care, and including like have a good drinks. Yesterday I had a flower tea. Today I should continue that. And nutritious food, exercises, all these kind of great habits, right? Including sleep. That's a part I still need to keep improving myself. So all those parts, self-care, good health habits, okay, super important, especially through pandemic, right? Everyone, without life, without health, what could we do? Forget about it, right? So that's super number one important thing, always. Okay, so number two, my energy, I want to focus on personal development. Okay, this is my passionate area because I am a life learner. How about you? Are you a life learner? By the way, at the same time, let me see if there's any comments there. Sometimes the Facebook is a little bit slow by the side. Okay, so are you a lifelong learner? After I started my coaching, I just found my real learning started, even though I had previous, all this kind of formal education and executive MBA, but that's just like knowledge part or skills part. But now, after 13 years ago, I got into coaching industry, the real conscious learning started. Like every day is about personal development, right? How could I become an even better person? How could I really do what I love to do? How could I generate that impact to help many other people, right? So that's the real learning started. So that's the second part, right? The personal development is where I want to focus on my energy to study books, like videos, and listening to podcast. I'm not a podcast fan. I would say I'm more like a video fan. So YouTube's like my mentors, the channels I follow, and different articles as well, right? So all these kind of resources, and also through communications, actually it's a great way for personal development when you learn from like surround yourself with successful people, and especially attend those live events. Now even on Zoom, right? Live events, you can still get connect, like learn from those masters, the successful people. That's a great, wonderful way for personal development. So that's my second part. Now the third one is my passionate work, right? It's definitely, this is like every day I could not wait to start my work, to create, to do things I love to do and to help other people. And the fourth one is build connections. And I just found this is super important, right? It's not just like you need friendships, but also like you want to contribute values. That's where, if you really want to help other people, you need to first build up connections. So that's why some people would say like there's no marketing, there's no sales, everything is just like connections. And you are here not just like doing business, you're really connect with people and serve them in their best interests. So that's the best part. So okay, connections could have different levels, right? From family, loved ones, and to friends, to your community, and to your audience, to your clients, right? Different levels. But it's all like whatever business you are, whichever industries you are, it's all about connection business. Okay, so that's our fundamental one. Okay, then next one, to use my energy, definitely serve my clients, right? Directly serve my clients and coach them, mentor them, and help them make breakthroughs. That's what I love to do. And then the next one is to help people, not necessarily your clients, right? As the world citizens, I would call myself a world citizen. I'm so happy to help anybody I could, right? Just to reach some of your hand, like just give a hand, whoever is like some. There's so many things. Either you donate, either you you give to charity, or you bring the kids or yourself, right, to some nonprofit things. And me kids, we help in the school, for the schools, for students and the parents. And also in our churches, we help other people. I'm volunteering in different areas. Like my kids are volunteering in their schools. I organize their clubs and all student council. And me, I'm volunteering to like through my church. I organize for the New Life Entrepreneurs Group. I volunteer to organize them for Bible study and sharing like entrepreneurship news or inspirations with them too, or even prayer, right? Provide prayers to other people. It's super important. Some people, when they are in a downtime or darkness, they just need somebody to know somebody are with them, right? With them and pray for them. That's super important. I know that when I was in my darkest time, those fellows in the church really helped me, supported me, prayed for me. I still remember that. So I know it's super important to give that prayers support to other people. Okay, and many ways you can support other people. Even like now on the social media, you give people endorsement, praise other people who like I on my social media whenever other people share some good things, I always give them that feedback and give them like a smiling face and love and flowers and applause, something like that, right? So all these kind of ways can help other people to cheer them up and help them. Even sometimes become like cheerleaders and to support other people to have a better momentum to like achieve their things. That's super important as well. Okay, so many ways, unlimited ways. Okay, and the next one, to where to use my energy, inspiring and cultivate my kids, not just my kids. And through my kids and help other kids as well, and help other parents as well. So I think it's super important for us to empower next generations, right? So that's where I love and enjoy to use my energy. And also during the weekends, I love to share my time with my kids, either sports or like exploring adventures and natures. That's the part I genuinely enjoy, but at the same time, I know that the time you share with them is like more important than any money or any materials you can buy for them, right? I remember like last Friday, for example, my daughter she's the president of a student council of her school, and she with her team organized, and also the teacher support, organized a movie night. And I present myself there. By the way, being an entrepreneur is so great, right? You have your freedom, you have your time, you have your flexibility. You can do whatever you want and to support people around you. So I presented there and I bought a ticket, right? Just even though just for a few dollars, but just as an audience, I attended it and supported the event, and also helped to maintain the how to say the quietness. But I don't know, it's super noisy during that time. The kids were super excited for their first movie night, and everybody like is like they are selling cookies, they're selling popcorns, right? Can you imagine? It's what a chaos, during that time, and some teachers are like try to keep them calm down, but it's teenagers, it's so difficult to fully calm them down. So with that noise, we watched through this movie but enjoyed it. And by the way, the movie is Turning Red, definitely a great movie. I recommend you to watch it. Okay, so how to manage to control your emotions, and also how to like special angers, right? And also how build up the great fellowship and in relationships with friends. So it's a great one. But my point is, I presented there, watched it. It's like acknowledge the work, right? But at the end, almost all the kids left, and just left a few teachers and also the student councils and volunteers. I organized them and supported them and helped them to do the cleaning, because you initially say, "Oh, I'm too tired. We want to go home." I said, "No, please. You do not want to leave all the mess, all the mess to janitor. You need to respect their work, right?" So, and then when I saw the janitor, who is a very like old man already, and even like crippled, his neck with some problem. So I was so happy that I did that thing. I organized those kids and also encouraged the teachers as well. Together we cleaned the floor. It's such a mess, right? All these popcorns, and like it's like even worse than in a cinema. But we cleaned it. So we did that work almost like half an hour and clean the whole like a stadium. You call like stadium, right? And auditorium, you should call auditorium. And that janitor was so appreciated, and I even said thank you for his work to help cleaning. So many ways, but the point is, be there, play as a role model, do what you like, walk what you talk, right? And so that's best way to inspire and cultivate the kids. And I believe my daughter learned the lesson to take further responsibility from the beginning to the end, even like I call it like before, during, and post, right? After. You do not need to you do not only think about the beginning or how to finish this thing, but you need to also think about how you clean it after everything finished, and how do you reflect. We also reflect on where we did good, where we could improve next time, or do other things, and use those learned skills to transfer to other things, right? So that's super important. Okay, inspire and cultivate kids or next generations. Definitely contribute wherever you are. Does not necessarily need to be a parent. Even though you do not have kids, you can still contribute to this next generations and your relatives or other people's kids, to help this world become better, right? We need that kind of legacy. Okay, the next one, creative projects. During the business or working with my kids, anything is creative. Really creative projects is really what generate values, because this world, I know it's super beautiful, great world, but only through our gifts, our talents, when we create things, we add true values to this world. So definitely, okay, do more creative projects, including innovations, to add great values to this world. Sometimes not necessarily directly related to a business, like Franklin, right? Benjamin Franklin, Franklin Benjamin. He innovated so many things, not necessarily directed to just like what he was doing, but he contributed so much to whole human beings, right? That's my point. It's just like find a chance as much as you can to create, like have a creative projects, both in your business and also help people. Okay, now, and another one is, the next one is lifestyle expansion. This part could be let's say expand your lifestyle, including traveling. I know everybody loves traveling, right? Including like explore new places. It's just like how can you open your views and also expand your horizon, create more opportunities, and let your life adventures expand. Just think about the pioneers, right? Those pioneers, they discovered new lands. For us in our life, we should not just limit it to where we are, we have been doing for years, to stay in the comfort zone, but every day stretch yourself to explore and keep that curiosity, right? To explore new things. So those ones are where I would use my energy. How about you? What's your answer? Okay. And now the next one. By the way, let me see if there's any comments there. Sometimes there's some delay. Okay. Even though, by the way, if you are watching the replay, still comment, because I will always check the comments and give you feedback. Okay. That will be so interesting. Now, the next one. We're not to use too much of your energy. For example, blaming, arguing, fighting. Oh, there's so much in person. I know, right? Try to avoid it as much as possible. And yesterday, Mother's Day, and I had some guy, I shared something with the kids, and some other guys, some relatives, try to argue and to say, oh, it's not that point. But even the youngest kids got the point, right? So and I did not. I gracefully dealt with it, and I appreciate that for his supplementing my ideas like that way, right? I summarized it and I finished that. I ended it. I did not jump into the argument, right? To expand it, to how to say that, to stimulate it to another level. So I gracefully closed it. So always, because the blaming, argument, and fighting is the worst place to use your energy, okay? Because it's not, nobody's going anywhere. It's good to communicate, and sometimes debate is okay, but do not go too much. I know some lawyers, right? Those people have their I do not want to give that like a prototype, but some of them, right, including one in our family, they like to argue. They like to like, oh, my point is the best, right? That kind of a, it's like their career kind of a syndrome. But don't go there, okay? So still acknowledge the others, even though they are arguing with you, acknowledge what's their point is good, and but then get to like a win-win situation, make into more constructive communication way, okay, instead of fighting. There are so many people on social media, especially like politics, wars, all these kind of things. People argue. Some people, I even doubt that like some parties paid them money to filter information, to argue or to fight in those social media groups, right? I do not want to get into that, but just be cautious. Those places could waste your majority energy and time, okay? So don't get there. And the second one, comparing and self-sabotage. Oh gosh, this is so popular, right? Everyone, maybe you have that time when you see other people like successful in the market, and or maybe in your career or whatever in your life, you compare, you just like could not help to compare yourself with them and have a self-sabotaging. That's a bad place to go, right? You can easily get into negativity. So whenever I want you to have that shift, to catch yourself at the first place, whenever you realize, oh, I'm comparing, oh, I'm self-sabotaging myself, just say stop to yourself, and just stop there, and then rethink about what you truly want to focus on, because anything is long-term. You never know. Short-term looks like good, like some people you may admire or even envy them, but for long-term, the universe always, our creator always reward those people who can persist and to put the most efforts, right? And never give up. Even temporarily or short-term looks not so good, okay? So that's the second part. Now, the third one, not to waste my energy, is like news, social media, surfing, those parts. Everybody easily can get that. And whenever you get a cell phone, you can see so many people are even in the subway or in a bus or whatever public space. When people feel bored, even in a restaurant, right? People get their cell phones to look. Even in relatives, like meals together, quite some people feel like a awkward, don't know what to say after a long time of like a quarantine, right? Separation. They don't know what to say, and they just automatically get their phone to look. And everybody's still like, even though they're sitting on the same table, they're still like separated, right? So don't do that because that's like a total waste the precious gathering time, okay? So especially if you are taking some risk, say safety risk to gather together, and do cherish that kind of a bonding time, okay? So, and then what else? Do not waste your time. Like window shopping. I know some ladies, maybe you love window shopping. I had that many years ago, I remember. It's just before I had a marriage. After marriage, I had no time for window shopping at all, right? But that's definitely waste of time. And but if that's your hobby, I would not blame you. You can still do that, but don't just if you can find other things to replace that. Sometimes, occasionally, you can have that fun, okay? Have that guilt, that's good. Like leisures and joy and whatever you love, shopping, that's good. But don't waste too much time, right? If you could use that for more precious and meaningful things. Okay, then next one, chores. Definitely this part of how you can delegate for other people to. Sometimes I ask my kids to help me to like do the laundry, to finish the laundry. I finish the laundry, but they need hand, the clothes, everything, right? Or organize everything. I leverage them. I still need to leverage more because majority of the time I'm doing that. And I know how much time the chores, especially as a single mom, I know the chores can occupy you a lot of time, right? Including cooking and cleaning, everything. So leverage and delegate as much as you can, okay? And then duplicate. The next one is duplicating routine work without inspirations and creativity, and try to avoid that, right? If you are doing something, keep doing something, and without any inspirations and creativity, think about the replacing way, how you can do things. Even though I know sometimes your work, you have to do some things to duplicate, right? Tony Robbins even said repetition is the mother of skill. So I'm not saying that the repetition is not good. And sometimes it's important every day we have those fundamental things to do. But even though you're doing the same thing, you can still find new inspirations, right? That's my point. Find new inspirations and do some things even in the same routine. Find some creativity, and that can inspire yourself and also other people as well. Okay. For example, just like every day I'm doing, for example, adding people and inviting people, right? Connecting with people. Sometimes the message may be similar, but then you could be, how could you be like a creative? Like then you quickly review other people's background and see what they may be interested or what they are into. And you can twist some words to be more customized, so can build up a specific resolution, right? So things like that. Just you have so many places could improve. Just do not just duplicate simply, but always think about how can I bring new values and bring new inspirations from there. Okay, so that's my point. Now the last one is not really last one, but that's what I listed, right? Eat alone. Eat alone, I think it's part of the waste of time as well. I remember some people mentioned about like never eat alone. In business zone, in the financial business, they said never eat alone because you're wasting the precious time just by yourself. Maybe this one is like a debatable, right? Sometimes you do want to have a self calm down time and to fully enjoy your food. That's good. But not eat alone is like, for example, breakfast and lunch. Majority of the time I eat alone with all my kids, right? But every day find at least one meal to share with somebody, right? You could have a lot or two meals by yourself, but at least one meal, either whichever situation fits it, one meal to share with somebody, either with your family, with your friends, with community members, whoever, right? Find those time to connect with people because everybody loves food and people love to connect with each other during the meal time, right? So that's a precious and great opportunities to connect. Okay, so those are just some of my examples. What are yours? I'm so curious, right? If you're even watching this replay, comment under a video and don't like be how to say stingy with your typing or with your words, because this will help you get your inspirations. All right, I promise to be quick. Okay, so now finally, how to, right? The how to part, how to quickly activate and unleash your abundant energy. Now you just want to have more energy, right? Because there's so many things that are demanding on us. How could we have more energy? How could I have this, like you could be like a master and the owner to create the energy as much as you want and unlimited, right? So those are secrets many masters are talking about, and many people are like looking forward to new solutions. Here I want, of course, I believe you heard some different ways, but here I want to share with you a secret I have been practicing. I called it abundant meditation and activation. This is my best practice. I've been using this morning and night as my routine. Morning time, I'm focusing on the the meditation part, the healing part, including like exercise and stretching. Okay, that's a part to bring your health to a new level. But I did help heal myself and some of my clients and friends as well. So if you are interested, by the way, I could talk more when you contact me, okay, if you want to inquire more. But the point is the morning, the meditation, and you align yourself fully with your purpose, your vision. And then you use either you call out affirmation, but me and my mentor, Tony Robbins, call it incantation. That's another level of energetic kind of affirmation, okay? It's like a super level. And you get that kind of a fully alignment with your vision, with your purpose, and you unleash it with the affirmation with the words you want to say to yourself, and to identity words and the future words, and what you are, who you are, and what you are here to fulfill. All the things you claim it out, not just meditate inside of yourself. We do not just hold our energy inside. You want to unleash it, right? You want to really release it to the world. You want it to generate the power, not just to other people, also impact yourself as well. So you want to hear yourself. You want to hear that voice. You want to hear that energy, that emotions with it. And then we get into that visualization and what top priorities, right? We normally put top three priorities. What's the visions you want to get into? What are things you truly want to accomplish? Where you can vision yourself you are doing. Get into that kind of mode every morning and to activate your energy. And that's where, at the end of that routine, I will have my, one of the secret practice, by the way, myself have been doing, and Tony Robbins and his whole crew have been doing that to immediately generate high energy and unstoppable momentum. Okay, so if you're interested in learn more, and by the way, I also have developed the night routine. That's part of my abundance meditation and activating as well. It's a part of a night routine. It's totally different energy. Like the morning time, you could say morning is like the sun, right? Like activating and release, unleash. But the night time is like a moon, right? You want to put into the peaceful, calm down prayer and appreciation kind of that kind of a status, right? So those both morning and night routines have helped me through so many previous years of darkness, and now I've been practicing every day through 7 years already, and every day been doing it, and it's become better and better, and that's where I have so much confidence that I could immediately generate my momentum and energy unstoppable. Okay, so that's why my clients call me the female version of Tony Robbins, and I have unstoppable abundance and energy, right? So, oh, by the way, if you are interested in learning more, okay, about this, we have the program Abundant Meditation and Activation, the program. So if you want to add a new secret weapon to your daily practice, definitely, or check under our video, okay? I will share that link under our video after this video, so you could have something to, tangible things you can practice. Okay, that's for today. A little bit over time, 36 minutes. Okay, so much to share. I hope you get a great inspirations and aha moments, and feel free to share. So this is for our today's momentum. Remember that always, become this owner and a master of your own energy, so that you could fully align with your purpose and passion and unleash it anytime you want, so that you become unstoppable and could accomplish what you are here meant to fulfill. Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Okay.